everyone, welcome to the Sideswiss channel. Today we are at the mouth of the Singapore River going into the Marina Bay. We're going to go hike all along this river to the end. It's going to be a 3.2 kilometer hike. So this river is quite short, I guess, but in comparison, you also have to remember Singapore is also a small country itself. So this river, it used to be a really important trade site before, a river where all of the trade went through, all of the there were lots of cargo ships going through here before. There were lots of vessels bringing lots of different type of things that Singapore would need to develop into this highly industrial, highly modern city that it is today. So this river was pivotal to their role to becoming a very wealthy and good economic nation. Over there is the Merlion, a symbol of Singapore. Its head is like a lion and its teeth is like a fish, as you can see in the bottom there. So it's a real symbol of Singapore. There are usually a lot of tourists here, but unfortunately there's the virus, so we're not able to see the visitors be here. But they have a very amazing light show every hour, and there's also a baby Merlion over there. So I think this is a wonderful place to start our trip. It will be full of more amazing things, as this is this river has a lot of monuments in Singapore go along it. Currently at the mouth of the Singapore River. As you can see, this is where it started. So over there is the Fullerton Hotel. It used to be a post office, and then it shut down and turned into the Fullerton Hotel. So it's really beautiful. As you can see, there's the whole background of the skyscrapers. They're really beautiful. And then also there's a really old bridge there. There are several of these along the Singapore River. So these older bridges. And this is really an amazing spot just to look at. You can see a lot of different things. There's a park behind you, lots of green spaces there. And there's really tall buildings over there. And then there's a river down here. I think it's a really good landscape, and it'd be really cool if someone painted it or something. I think it looked really interesting. Hello everyone, we're currently at the Padang, which is basically the national green of Singapore. It is right there is also the old city hall that is now turned into the National Gallery of Singapore. The saucer or UFO on top of it is actually the home of the Supreme Court. I was really shocked when I found out about this, because it looked really not the type of place you expected for the Supreme Court to be located at. Also, there is the Victoria Theatre and the clock tower. There is the St. Andrew's Cathedral. As you can see, it's quite grand and big. It looks like it has good architecture. There's the Singapore Cricket Club and the Singapore Recreation Club. So this is basically the center of Singapore's history. Lots of these things are from the British colonial period that Singapore was in before. And as you can see now, it's a very beautiful place. There are lots of things you can do around here, and there are a lot of very historic monuments to Singapore's history around here. at Clarke Quay, where the old warehouses were. When there was the economic boom in Singapore, the ships loaded all of their cargo into the warehouses here, and now they've been turned into restaurants, bars, and cafes. Before, when there was the economic boom, some of the merchants had to try to find a place where they could set up a place for the cargo of the ships to be stored at. And they chose Clarke Quay, where it used to actually be a swampy area, and they decided that this was the place along the Singapore River that they would set up these warehouses. And right now, it's actually the largest concentration of warehouses left from that time period, and it's really beautiful to just look at this so colorful, vibrant, part of the Singapore River. And I think it's really beautiful to look from like this standpoint. Also, the boats are really beautiful, and this part, Clarke Quay, it's been really turned into a great spot for people to just, have a bit of a drink, look at all the sights around here and just enjoy the attractions. Hello everyone, we are currently at the Robertson Quay. If you go upstream from Clarke Quay, you will get to Robertson Quay. In comparison, Clarke Quay is probably a bit more vibrant, more colorful, and if you want to go to a bar and have fun with some friends, maybe that's where you'd want to go. But if you want to go to Robertson Quay, it has some nice cafes and restaurants that you can just chill out at. And I think if you want to go with your family, you want to have a brunch here, Robertson Quay I think is a better fit than Clarke Quay for that type of need. As you can see over there, there's a warehouse, there's an old warehouse, now it's called the Warehouse Hotel, a creative name. So this, as you can see also there's measuring for the depth of the river currently. So currently I think it's around mid-tide because it's around 11 o'clock. So it's getting closer to high tide at this time. So Robertson Quay is where we're going to be stopping over to have a meal. And I think that for people who have family, this is where you should stop over for a meal if you're hiking along the Singapore River. Hello everyone, we're now at the more quiet and more residential part of the Singapore River. As you can see, there are some private condominiums there and there are some public housing over there. So now the river has narrowed down a bit and it's became a bit smaller, but this also after we went past Zion Road, it became a bit more quiet, and as you can see, not a lot of people are here. This is also part of the PCN, or the park connector, so which connects several parks from different locations, and it connects them all around Singapore. So this is part of the park connector, and as you can see, it's a lot more quiet, mostly just locals instead of tourists going around this area. And even though it will become more quiet, we are still going to continue through. This is the end of our trip along the Singapore River. It has been 3.2 kilometers, I think it's probably more, of walking down this place through crowds of tourists, locals, and people doing all kinds of things. As you can see, this is the end. To see the source, we'd probably have to go underground and go kayaking, and I don't think that I'm a good enough kayaker to go down there. And I think that this is a fitting end to our journey. I also believe that what we have seen along this river has really been all what has been produced from this river itself, because without this river, there's a pretty low chance that any of the things that are in Singapore right now would have happened, because it was a major piece of the economic growth of Singapore, and it really plays an important role in Singapore's growth as a country. So I've really enjoyed this trip. We saw the Merlion, we saw Clarke Quay, we saw Robertson Quay, we saw many beautiful places, and we've had many different experiences there. And I think that this has been a very rewarding journey, and I think that I've gained a lot of new knowledge from this. Thank you for watching, and see you at my next destination.